Hello, and welcome back to my live video, or if you're watching the replay, to my replay. My name is Ashley Casper. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I try to get it around the same time, but that doesn't always happen. But I share something from my life that I think could benefit somebody else. And I'm always excited about my topics. I shared that last, I think it was Wednesday or Monday. I can't remember which one, but I was saying that I'm excited about this topic. I'm like, well, obviously I'm going to be excited about the topics that I'm sharing, or else I wouldn't be sharing them, right? So, but this one is really important to me. Growing up with a single mom and kind of a toxic father who struggled with alcohol and a lot of other personal issues. This topic is really important to me. And if you are watching, please let me know where you are tuning in from. Hey, Miss Janine, good to see you. Thank you for catching me live. So, you guys may or may not know, I'm a mother of a blended family. That's usually what I say. I don't typically use the term stepmother. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. It is more of a mindset thing for me because I have two particular kiddos that I did not give birth to, that I have the pleasure of being their earthly mother at this stage in their life because their earthly mother passed on when they were very young. And so it's very important to me to not replace their mother because we all know that, we can never replace someone, but to be the best version of a mother that I can possibly be for them. I also have a son that I did give birth to. He's the only one I've given birth to. And he lives with his dad full time, and he's with me on the weekends. And when I share that with people, I tend to get kind of side eye look like, what'd you do? What kind of mother are you that your kid's with your dad or with his dad? And it was, it was by choice. And that's not something I think that society sees or hears a lot. And I'm kind of proud of that, honestly. And I'll tell a little bit more about my story in just a second. Hello, Miss Christy. Thank you for jumping in live. And thank you so much, Janine. I really appreciate that. So, let me rewind. Where was I? So, my first husband and I separated in 2011-ish. So, I honestly don't remember when we did. But, obviously we didn't get along or else we'd still be married. So, we had a lot of differences to work through. And co-parenting was not something that was very easy at all, especially after an, not so pretty divorce. But I knew that it was important to me to make sure that I did whatever I could as far as I went to make sure that my child's father was in his life and that we created a safe space that he would feel safe in and comfortable with and not in competition, not feeling like we're in competition. So it was hard to work through those differences in the beginning. And there is a chance that he might watch this, that my ex-husband may watch this video because we are pretty, I would say we're friendly. We're friends. I would say that for the most part. We still have a lot of differences, but we have learned to do three key things in our co-parenting experience that has really helped us. And that has been cooperation, forgiveness, and conflict resolution. And I'll dive a little bit more into that in a moment too. I feel like I got off. There was something that I said that I was going to dive into a little bit more, and I forgot what that was. And I don't have that note in front of me. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. So brain fart. Anyway, we're going to move on. So, co-parenting, blending families has not always been, very easy, but oh, that's what I was going to say. The blending of the families and the loving of the children. So I saw a quote today that said something along the lines of mothers know what their children are thinking without them saying it. And I would normally agree with that, but being someone that is a stepmother of two other children, it does not come that easily for those children to me. It comes pretty easily with my son because I gave birth to him. There's a different connection there. But with the two children that were, I was blessed with receiving into my life that I did not give birth to, having that knowing with them is not as easy. And yes, Christy, I just saw your comment. I will remember whatever it was at 3 a.m. So the compassion, sometimes there's a difference in the love. And but I will say this also, and the blending of the families has allowed me to learn how to love unconditionally, even in those moments where I'm not obligated to. Like, I gave birth to this child. I'm obligated to love him even on his worst days. But the other children, I want to give that same love to them. And we all have flaws. We all, and as kids, we make mistakes, and we make them over and over and over and over again. And every child is different. And experiencing that with one of these children has allowed me to learn how to, it's taught me cooperation, not just, with the adults that I have had differences with, but cooperation with children, with listening more, with trying to understand. And so anywho, I'm kind of getting a little bit off topic here, but I wanted to add that blending families, when you really do work at it, it can create a person that, what am I trying to say? I'm really losing my thought here. I'm not losing my thought. I just can't figure out the words to go with what I'm trying to say. But it allows you to have more compassion, I think, is what I was trying to get at. So anywho, now that I'm kind of bouncing all over, cooperation. So, be willing to collaborate with the other parent. Again, there's going to be differences, or else you would still be together. Now me and my husband, my current husband, we have differences, but we have a lot of these qualities. And I don't know, it's just different. So the cooperation with the co-parent, it comes with lots and lots of work and taking responsibility, and also allowing the other parent to take responsibility, because you're both equal in this. You both created this child. No one's better than the other. And from my experience, and there are certain situations. Like I said, my father was pretty toxic. My mother never kept him from me, but she wasn't going to put me in a dangerous situation. And there were certain situations that could have gotten dangerous with him. So parents have to protect their children. I do understand that. But when there are differences that do not hurt that child, they have to be worked through. They have to be healed. They have to be to pass on. So exactly. Look at foster parents. I look up to them and you so much. Thank you, Janine. And yes, foster parents and just adoptive parents in general. Like I've never experienced, something like this before. So being a step parent it didn't come with a manual. So I can see how challenging that can be for foster parents and adoptive parents, just because there can be all different types of challenges that they're faced with. And definitely so much respect and love for them, and gratitude as well, because there's so many children that need parents to love them. The second thing is forgiveness, and along with forgiveness also comes being apologetic. There have been many times that I have overreacted about something due to my hurt feelings from the past, and I had to apologize. And thankfully, my ex-husband was forgiving, understanding. We've both learned to become more understanding now than we were when we were married. And it has worked for the best in regards of my son. He literally feels comfortable talking with both of us about lots of different things. And it's created a really safe environment for him. But holding on to grudges really doesn't do anybody any good, especially the children. And we think whenever our kids are young that they don't know things or they don't remember. And my son and I had a lot of conversations over this past weekend when he was here of the things that he does remember from when me and his dad weren't getting along that great, and when I was not the person that I am today. And he remembers, and I hate that. But I'm also really thankful that we've created a better and safer environment for him. And no matter how old they are, they catch on to these things. Um, there was a while my son felt like he had to be the protector of me, had to check in on mommy, and I had to shift my energy and what I was doing in my life that was creating an environment like that. The third thing is conflict resolution. Like I said, it's a work in progress. This is not something that, you just snap your fingers and it's all going to be okay for the rest of your days, because the older your children get, the more challenging different issues may come up. Most recently, my son has been dealing with a little bit of acne, and I have more of a holistic outlook on health. And I wanted to kind of take time to inspect, like, what is he eating that could be triggering that, and this and that. And his dad has more of a belief in the medical system, and we had to ask ourselves, like, neither one of us are wrong, neither one of us are right. How do we determine who's right, who's wrong, what's right? And, it's hard. So there definitely has to be some willingness to ask questions, to listen, to share your feelings. But also, I want to express the importance of a halt. My current husband actually taught me this. He learned it through dealing with PTSD from his experience in Iraq as a soldier. And it's the halt, just taking a pause. If you have really big emotions, it's not the time to express those with your loved ones. You kind of want to halt, work through those a little bit, think through them, figure out which ones are real, which ones are not, because a lot of the times we can create this story in our head that isn't the real story. So halting, especially, like I said, when you have big emotions, that's the only way I can describe it. Big emotions, um, they're not wrong, but at the same time, the story behind those emotions could not be all true. So taking the time to halt and then coming back whenever you're both, and respecting each other's time in that too. That's a big one. A lot of times people want to chase and they want to resolve it right then and right there, but we have to give each other the space and the time to work through those. So that's what I have today. I'm going to come check the comments, see what we got going on. Jim and I were foster parents for many years. Very challenging. Wow, Christy, I did not know that. Thank you for sharing. And I bet it was, I bet it was. My godparents were foster parents, and the children that they fostered came from a very, very troubled home. Nothing like anything I or my children ever experienced, but it was a very troubled home, and it was very challenging for them. So I know that, lots and lots of parents are out here, whether you're parenting or co-parenting, parenting is hard, especially when you've been through some of your own stuff and you didn't have the best guidance to help you work through that stuff. And I wish that I had listened to all the adults that had told me back in the day to wait, don't have kids yet, wait. But in those moments, I just didn't know. And I just wanted to be a mom, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I really wouldn't. But my kids are learning from the things that I go through, and I share it with them, what is appropriate and what's not. I'm not going to be afraid to share it with them one day so that they can learn from it too. We learn more when we can learn together and grow together. So that's that. And now I have the big reveal of the new coloring page. Both parties get to think and slow down and breathe. Yes. So that was about the halt. Yep, absolutely. I'm going to share my screen here. Drum roll, please. So along with this that I'm going to be sharing with you today is also, so here is the new coloring page right here. It says Grow Rich, and it has a floral mandala design behind it, and the words kind of pop. So I'm super excited to see this one with some color on it, and I'm curious who's going to be the first to color it. So there is that. Let's stop share. But I also wanted to announce for anyone that has not seen anything yet, Creative Stash is getting a total makeover. And I'm not exactly sure on the launch date yet, but it will be sometime this month before the end of the month, which it just works out perfectly because October is my favorite month. So I'm really excited. I've been working really hard. I've got lots and lots of coloring pages that are going to be going there. It's going to get not only a makeover, but loads more coloring value. And I say coloring, but I really do envision that people are going to be using my coloring pages for more than just coloring. I've seen coloring pages used in wood burning projects and stained glass paintings, scrapbooking, like all kinds of things. So I'm envisioning more people than just the colorists, but I definitely want to provide some value for the colorists too. So I'm super excited about that project. So if you want updates on it, make sure that you visit ashleyscreativestash.com and you'll register by putting in your name and email address. It'll take you straight to, actually, no, I changed it up. So you check your email and there will be a link that will take you to what the Creative Stash is right now. And you'll be able to see the transformation whenever the new site goes up. And yeah, you'll get an email whenever that is ready. Super excited about that. Tina said, there's so many things. Thank you for watching, Tina. There's so many things I would have done differently with my blended family looking back now, and it's not for the faint at heart. I love you, girl, and you rock. Thank you so much, Tina. Tina is actually the aunt of the two kiddos that are my bonus kiddos, so that means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much for watching today, and that is it, and I will see you guys on Monday. Have an awesome weekend. Bye for now.